ఈ మన బొటన వేలు ఉంది చూసారా, ఈ బొటన వేలు అనేటటువంటిది యాక్చువల్గా నేను పంపిస్తా అండి. అయినా పర్వాలేదు, మీరు కూడా రికార్డ్ చేసుకోండి, ఎందుకని మంచిది. పొరపాటున ఏది జరిగినా కానీ ఇబ్బంది ఉండదు. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ బొటన వేలు శుక్రుడికి సంబంధించిందండి. కాబట్టి బొటన వేలికి దగ్గరగా ఉన్నటువంటి ఈ పార్ట్ని శుక్ర పర్వము అంటారు. దీన్ని ఏమంటారు? శుక్ర పర్వం, శుక్రుడి యొక్క పర్వతము. అంటే పర్వతం లాగా ఎత్తుగా ఉంటుంది కదా ఇక్కడ. సో చూడండి, ఇక్కడ పర్వతం లాగా ఎత్తుగా ఉంటది, అందుకనే దీన్ని పర్వతము అంటారు, శుక్ర పర్వము అంటారు. దీన్ని ఇంగ్లీష్ లో మౌంట్ ఆఫ్ వీనస్, మౌంట్ ఆఫ్ వీనస్ అంటారు. అన్ని మీకు నోట్స్ లో ఉంటుంది, ఏం పర్వాలేదు, రాసుకోవాల్సిన పని లేదు, వినండి చాలు. అదేవిధంగా అంటే ఈ మనకు రెండో వేలు ఉంది కదా, బటన్ వేలు తర్వాత వేలు, ఇది గురుడు యొక్క వేలు అన్నమాట. దీన్ని గురు పర్వము అంటాం. ఈ భాగాన్ని అంటే గురువు యొక్క పర్వతం, ఇది గురువు ఏలు, అందుకని గురువు సింబల్ ఇచ్చాడు ఇక్కడ, గురువు. ఇది గురువు, ఇది శుక్రుడి వేలు. వీనస్ ఫింగర్ అండ్ జూపిటర్ ఫింగర్. అండ్ ఇది శని అండి, శని, సాటర్న్. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సోమ్, యు ఆర్ లేట్, 5 minutes late.
Sir, I was, yeah, sorry sir.
Yeah, okay. So anyhow, Saturn, this is a Saturn finger. So this mount is, we will repeat, just I have started, Som, just follow that sir.
Yes sir, yes.
And this is actually Saturn finger. The middle finger is Saturn finger. Middle finger is a Saturn finger.
Okay.
And the ring finger is a Sun finger. Sun. This is called mount of Sun. Then mount of Sun under Sun mount. And this is Mercury. Mercury. This finger is Mercury. This is the mount, Mercury mount. Shukra Parvam, Guru Parva, Shani Parvam, Ravi Parvam, Buddha Parvam. Mercury finger, little finger is Mercury, and ring finger is the Sun, and Saturn is middle finger, and Jupiter is here, index finger, and Shukra is, this is thumb. So 5 fingers we have. These 5 fingers relate 5 planets: Shukra, Guru, Shani, Ravi, Buddha. And now opposite Shukra, whatever Parva is there, this is called actually Moon Parva, Moon. This is Shukra, this is Moon, opposite. Moon,
okay, sir.
Opposite Shukra, Moon Parva. So how many planets completed here actually? So Shukra, Chandra, Buddha, Ravi, Shani, Guru. And this portion in between Shukra and Guru, this portion is Kuja. These are lower Mars and upper Mars, it is called. What is the difference? Let us see. One is the Scorpio Mars, one is Aries Mars.
Okay.
We will distinguish later, but these Parvas are, these mounts are, Parva means mount. These mounts are called, this is Moon Chandra, and this is Mars, Kuja.
Yes, sir.
Kuja Parva. So now how many planets covered? 7 planets covered. 5 fingers. And for Chandra there is no finger, and for Kuja there is no finger. So here in between Guru and Shukra Parva, what is the Parva? This is this is Kuja, and at the same time this is also below Mercury Kuja. So this simply we can identify between Jupiter line, this is hot line, and this is Siro Rekha. Siro means Mars line. In between these two, whatever parva is there, that is Mars. For Rahu Ketu, there will be no parvas. Rahu Ketu, we will only identify the symbols only. Now we are going to discuss the symbols. So now we can identify. So నారాయణ గారు మీకు అర్థమైందా? శుక్రపర్వం అంటే ఏ వేలు వస్తుంది? వాట్ ఈస్ ద
button wheel, sir.
Yes, thumb. What is Jupiter mount? That is index finger.
Sir.
Jupiter, Guru. And
Okay.
Saturn finger is middle finger. And sun finger, that is ring finger. And Mercury, that is little finger. There are important 6 lines, major 6 lines we can form. So you see these lines, major lines. The line which is encircling the mount of Venus is called Venus line of Venus. This is Venus line, Shukra Rekha. The line of Venus. So everybody has this line. You see, do you have this line? Everyone has
Yes,
this.
sir. Yes, sir.
నారాయణ గారు బటన్ వేలుకి ఇట్లా గుండ్రంగా బటన్ వేలు చుట్టుకొని ఉంది కదా ఒక లైన్ పెద్ద. దీన్ని యాక్చువల్ గా మనము లైన్ ఆఫ్ వీనస్ శుక్ర రేఖ అంటాం. ఇది మామూలుగా మనము దీన్ని లైఫ్ లైన్ అంటారండి, జీవిత రేఖ అంటారు. తెలుగులో మన దీన్ని జీవిత రేఖ అంటారు, లైఫ్ లైన్. ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ లైఫ్ లైన్. సో ఈ లైఫ్ లైన్ అనేటటువంటిది జీవిత రేఖ అన్నాం కదా. ఇది ఎంత కంప్లీట్ గా ఉంటే 100 సంవత్సరాలు. వి విల్ లివ్ అప్ టు 100 years. సో ఇది ఎక్కడైనా బ్రేక్ అయింది అనుకోండి, దెర్ మే బి సమ్ యాక్సిడెంట్స్ ఆర్ సంథింగ్. సో ఇది దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ లైఫ్ లైన్.
Can you please repeat in English, sir?
Actually, the line encircled Venus mount is called line of Venus. And if
Okay,
it
sir.
is completely formed, the native will live up to 100 years. If there are any breaks, at that break, there may be accidents or something happen. Okay. So we will
Okay.
go into deep details later. Just let us understand what is lifeline. And lifeline is called Venus line according to our BNN. This is Venus line because it is encircled Venus. And next important line. So along with this, another line flows like this. This is Mars line, line of Mars, because it will start at Mars mount and end at Mars mount 1. Okay, because as it is in the Mars mount, it start Mars mount and it is ended at Mars mount. That's why this is called Mars line. But in our Vedic palmistry, it is called Siro Rekha, head line. This line is called head line, but we are considering it as Mars line. Okay, because ours is Astro palmistry. That's why every line is related to a planet. So the line encircled the mount of Venus is called Venus line. The line which started at the mount of Mars and which ended at the mount of Mars, another mount of Mars, that is Mars line. And the line which started from Jupiter and which will end actually below Mercury finger. From Mercury finger, it will move towards Jupiter mount. So this line is called line of Jupiter. This is called Hrudaya Rekha. So there are, according to Vedic palmistry, these three lines are very important. So Hridaya Rekha, heart line, that is Jupiter line. And headline is line of Mars. And lifeline is line of Venus. And another important line is, this is actually called fate line. This fate line is actually line of Saturn, because this line starts at the bracelet and it will go upwards and it will end Saturn mount. So the line which ends at Saturn mount, so from the Manibandhana Rekha, that is bracelet, which is formed here, bracelet. This is the lines here like bracelet. From here, which is middle of the finger, the line which goes towards middle of the finger, this is a line of Saturn. This is line of Saturn. And the line which goes towards sun mount, this line is called line of sun. But this line of sun is not formed like Saturn line. This is very, very short. It may start from Jupiter line or Mars line, from here or from here. But sometimes it may be like from Saturn also, it may fall. But there may be breaks. So wherever breaks are there, there will be loss of name and fame, because sun is name and fame. And another line is formed here. This is line of Mercury. This is also not visible in all palms. So it also starts from the, it also generally connects to either line of Venus or line of Saturn. It will start and it will end at the mount of Mercury. That's why it is called Mercury line. Buddha Rekha. Buddha Rekha means line. Buddha Rekha and Ravi Rekha and Shani Rekha, Guru Rekha, Kuja Rekha, Sukha Rekha. These are major 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rekhas are generally in every palm. We can identify at least these 6 rekhas. These are visible. These are somewhat big. I mean, it is width, wide lines generally, like a road. Okay, once again, this finger is Venus finger. This finger is Jupiter finger. This finger is Saturn finger, middle finger, and ring finger is Sun finger, and little finger is Mercury finger. Mercury finger, Sun finger, middle finger, Saturn finger, and Jupiter finger, and this is Venus finger. The line encircle the Venus mount, that is Venus line. The line which starts at the mount of Mars, the line is called Mars line. The line which starts at Jupiter mount, this is called line of Jupiter. The line which goes towards here Saturn mount, that is Saturn line. The line which goes towards Sun, this is Sun line. The line which goes towards Mercury mount, so that is Mercury line. So like this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are major lines. These are visible in any palm. Sometimes Mercury line and Sun line may not be visible, because all the people may not do business. If they do business, then only they will appear. And Sun line, all the people may not be popular. That's why all the people may not have that line. So those who are popular, they will have only this line. Understand? So moreover, I told you, these Mercury line, Sun line, these are very short, not long lines. So they may start from Mars, they may Mars line, above Mars line, or Jupiter line. So like this, for example, Sun line only forms like this. So you can see, in my hand. So I don't know, I think it is not visible. Sun line, this is actually Sun line. This line is only visible here. So
mine also like this, very, very light.
Yes. No, whatever it may be, that is the line, Sun line. So that is not the major line. So whatever line, now you can see visible. It is visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is visible. So the sun line actually starts from this. What is this line? Actually, this is Jupiter line. So Jupiter plus
Jupiter
sun.
line.
Jupiter plus sun is what? That is Jivatma.
Popularity. Jiva Sama.
Yes. So that's why whoever has Jivatma Samyoga, so the line starts from Jupiter line, above Jupiter line only. Okay.
Sir, if it is a very halka, like very, that then also we will consider it, or it
Yeah,
is not so strong. We will
definitely.
take
No,
like.
no. That is not the strength of. We don't consider like that.
Okay.
That's not a problem. Yeah, actually, I should have shown first this. Actually, this is Venus Mount. This is Aries Mars. This is Scorpio Mars.
Okay.
This is Jupiter Mount, index finger, and Saturn finger. This is Saturn Mount, and Sun. This is Sun Mount, and Mercury Mount. Mount means the part which looks like a mountain below our fingers. And Venus is Venus Mount, and Moon is Moon Mount. This is Moon Mount. Moon and Venus both are opposite to each other, and both mounts are equal, actually parallelly equal. Then money will come, money will go, because Venus is money, it is exalted. If any planet is exalted, the mount will be more visible and it will be big. Mount will be big and large. In the similar way, this mount is big and this mount is big, then simply the native will get money and at the same time loss will be the same. That's why in our hand, so this mount both should not be equally. If they are equal height, then money comes and money goes. That is a problem. So even in my hand, actually, I can say both are equal. They are not exalted, but both are equal. That's why money comes, money goes. Today I will earn money, I will spend money immediately. So it may be for Tirtha Yatra, on pilgrimage, or something else, on spiritual activity. So money will come and go. So now, according to these two pictures, you understand. And not only this, there are other also. Now, let us see how many lines are there. Venus line, life line. This is called in Vedic palmistry. Venus line is called life line. Saturn line is formed where? So this line generally ends at the Saturn mount. This is called fate line. Yeah, this is actually Saturn line. Saturn line will end at Saturn mount. And Mars line is headline, as we discussed here. So it starts from Aries mount and Scorpio mount. This line is actually Mars line.
The headlines means what, sir?
Headline means Mars line. Siroreka. It is called Siroreka in traditional palmistry.
It has something to do with head.
Not like that, but it denotes mind and brain and like that. Head and brain. Mental faculties.
Okay.
And Jupiter line. So anyhow, here we are talking about Mars line, Mars related things. Jupiter line is here heart line. Heart line. Jupiter line? Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jupiter line generally from Mercury mount it will start up to Jupiter mount. Sometimes it will end only at Saturn only. Sometimes. So that means Jupiter and Saturn together. So you can see in my hand actually. So this is actually what this line is.
Line.
Hot line. It is ended only at Jupiter. Between the middle finger. So that's why
Yes, sir.
my Jupiter is conjoined with Saturn. My Sardaji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you are a bit late.
Yes, sir. I had joined a bit
Yeah.
late.
So
Not
if
late.
actually,
So, will you send the recording or should I to record?
yeah, we are recording. Don't worry, I will send.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And generally, this is hard time, and people also feel why don't we put it in the morning itself? So you think of it, and 11 a.m. also it is possible. So if at all you will ask me to change, I will change the timings. 11 a.m. morning,
Okay.
only Sunday, not
Okay,
Saturday.
sir. I'll let
Our
you know.
class will be only at 3 p.m. Suppose as it is Sunday, generally people may be busy afternoon. So that's why, if at all you want, I will take class at 11 a.m. every Sunday. And
Okay,
Jupiter
sir.
line is,
I'll give me some time. I'll let you know.
yeah, okay. You think and you will. This is the time right now. And Jupiter
Yes,
line
sir.
is hot line. And Mercury line is, this is called line of intuition in traditional palmistry. Mercury
Okay.
line. And Sun line is called line of name and fame. And moon line, Rahu line, Ketu line, generally there will be no moon line, no Rahu line and no Ketu line. But I will give you example. For example, this line is Jupiter line. Okay. This Jupiter line is formed like this. Here what happened? There is an island. Okay. This is just like island. So this type of at Jupiter line, if it is formed like this, then Jupiter is conjoined with the moon. Understand? So there is no special line for moon, but if at all any line as a Venus line, suppose Venus line, this is Venus line, right? For example, this Venus line, for example, so any island shape is formed on this line. So it means that, so this is Mars line. Okay, this is Saturn line. This is Sun line. This is Mercury line. Okay. So suppose moon symbol is formed of moon symbol on Venus line. So then it means Venus and moon are connected. Suppose on Mars line, if there is any moon shape is formed, then moon and Mars are connected in our horoscope. And Jupiter line, on Jupiter line, any this crescent shape of moon shape is formed, then Jupiter and moon are together. Suppose on Saturn line, if there is any moon line or any line goes towards from Saturn line, any line goes towards moon mount. This is moon mount actually, right? So moon mount. This is moon mount. This is Venus mount, right? So if any line shoots, one branch will shoot towards moon mount, then Saturn and moon are connected. Okay, like this we have to think. And Mercury line is formed with an island, so Mercury and moon are together in the horoscope. So we have 6 lines: Sun line, Mercury line, Jupiter line, Mars line, Saturn line, Venus line. But we don't have moon line, Rahu line and Ketu line. So how can we identify these moon line, Mars, Rahu, Ketu? So moon line can be identified by these islands or any line which shoots another branch, and that branch goes towards moon mount. That is called moon line. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt? Next, let's go to Rahu. So Rahu, for example, suppose this is Venus line. If Venus line has like fork, any fork is formed. This fork is just like the opening mouth of Rahu, serpent. The opening mouth of serpent. That's why here Venus plus Rahu combined. This is called, whoever has like this Venus line has this type of fork, then Venus plus Rahu is connected in their horoscope. And moon symbol is also there, then Venus and moon Rahu connected. These people generally will be artists. They are in cinema field, industry, and like that. Okay. So generally these people may have illicit relation like that. So moon, Rahu and Venus combination. So it is very simple. You need not check the horoscope and all these things. If Venus, suppose you want to talk about Venus, and Venus is conjoined with which planets? Based on that you predict. That's all. Now we have completed Rahu. And suppose Saturn line has 4, then Saturn and Rahu together. And for example, Jupiter line is formed 4, then Jupiter plus Rahu is formed. Suppose Mars line is formed with fork, then Mars line is here, Mars plus Rahu is combined. And for example, Mercury line is with fork, Mercury and Rahu are connected in our horoscope. So what does it mean? Only Moon, Rahu, Ketu, these are formed on major lines only. They don't have separate lines. So fork is Rahu and island is Moon. And now let's come to Ketu. Suppose, for example, this is Mercury line. This Mercury line is breaks. Any line is broken, that broken line is Mercury plus Ketu. And suppose Sun line is also like this, broken. So Sun and Ketu are connected in their horoscope. Sun and Ketu. Suppose Venus line, for example, Venus line somewhere it is broken. Venus is actually finance line. For example, so if you see in this line actually, so this is Venus line actually. This Venus line is broken here actually, right? This is broken. So at this age means this may be 32, 33 years age. At that age, Venus is broken. Venus is what actually? Finance. Venus is actually money. So at that time, we invested in some business and it was collapsed. It was collapsed. So we got loss, heavy loss, around 40 lakhs. So whenever Venus line is broken, where it is broken, that age, we have to calculate that age. So I will tell you how to calculate the age. Based on 100 years we have to take in, and we have to divide 10 years, and where the break is come, there Venus and Ketu results we will see. So now you understand, Ketu is breaks. And moreover, for example, this Mars line. This Mars line is actually, you see, it is actually starting, Mars line is starting, it is very thick. And when it comes to ending, it is very thin. So what does it signify? So Mars plus Ketu. So if any line is thin, then that line is along with Ketu. Suppose this is Jupiter line. Jupiter line is starting, this is somewhat thicker, and Ketu we can see. So that is also I will show you in my palm. And you see, so starting actually this line is somewhat thicker, but when it comes to ending, this is very thin. So that means my Mars and Ketu are together in the same direction. Understand? So when Mars line is starting with thickness and ending with thin, so then it is called ending with thin, then Mars and Ketu are connected. If this combination is found in female horoscope, and she will take divorce from her husband because Mars and Ketu are connected. Suppose the same line in female horoscope fork is formed, Mars and Rahu connected, she will become widow or husband will die. Husband will die. You see how easy it is. You need not check horoscope and all these things. Just you see the horoscope of the hand of a woman and whether she will take divorce or she will become widow. Simply we can tell. Okay. And at the same time, so suppose Saturn is here, Mars line is with the fork Rahu. So husband will be in computer field. Suppose Ketu is there, husband will be spiritual related and healing related, medical related. And for example, so it is connected with Mars is connected with here some off crescent shape moon. So moon plus Ketu, Mars, then husband will be in pharma related profession. So how easy it is, we can easily predict based on the combinations. And for example, this is Jupiter line. Jupiter line branch, one branch is coming and touches Mars line. So, and at the same time, Sun line is also connected. For example, this is Sun line, this is Sun, and this line is Jupiter. Jupiter is touching Mars line. Then husband will be government job and he will be in highest position. So we will discuss like this. It is simple. I am giving you how based on the lines we can easily tell about the native easily we can predict based on the palm lines. Now you understand Venus line, Saturn line, Mars line, Jupiter line, Mercury line, Sun line, Moon line, Rahu line, Ketu line. So if at all it pauses and you come again to class, so it is only 40 minutes Zoom. So that's why I think it will come only 2 to 3 minutes, and immediately you again come to Zoom once it stops. Okay, next now we know what is Ketu line, what is Rahu line, what is Moon line. Generally they don't have any special lines. Moon is moon shape and Rahu is fork and Ketu is just a thin line and or breaks in any line, that is Ketu. So next girdle of Venus and Solomon ring of Saturn. Let us see what they are. Yeah, now let us see. This line is what? Tell me.
Line.
this line.
So Venus.
Yeah, this is Mars.
This is Mars.
Yeah, this is
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
this is Saturn line.
Saturn.
This is Saturn.
Sun. Mercury.
Sun and Mercury.
Mercury. This is Solomon ring, the ring actually called. So, if any line is like circle like this here to Jupiter mount, this is called Solomon ring. And this is a Saturn ring, Saturn mount. Any ring is there, the ring of Saturn. And this is girdle of Venus. This line is covered actually two fingers, ring finger and Saturn finger. This is actually, this line is girdle of Venus. So, you can see girdle of Venus. If girdle of Venus is there, generally, I think it is, whether it is visible or not. It is not visible.
No, sir, it's not. No.
It is not visible. Actually, I have also girdle of Venus. So,
What is girdle of Venus, sir?
yeah, we will discuss.